In Yerushalayim in the 1940s, the Heilige Tzaddik Reb Shlemka of Zviller was approached by a few Bachrim who asked him to meet with their friend who was struggling with the Yetzer Hara. And unfortunately, he had already given up. He had decided that he no longer wanted to fight anymore. He was no longer going to be religious. But they asked him to meet with the Tzaddik, and he agreed. And so he goes in, and he spends a few minutes with Reb Shlemka. And he comes out, and indeed, slowly but surely, he changes his life around, and ultimately becomes a Yirei Shamayim. And his friends asked him, what was it? What did the Tzaddik say that made such a profound impact on you? He said, the Tzaddik told me that I've always viewed it as if I have to overcome, I have to be successful, I have to win at this war, at this challenge. And he told me that all I have to do is realize that each nisayon, any time I overcome, in the Rebbeinu Shalom's eyes, that's more chaviv than the avoid of all the malachim. And even if a moment later, and 10 minutes later, I fall again, that moment that I overcame, that struggle that I overcame, that lasts for all of eternity. That's real. In the Rebbeinu Shalom's eyes, that's the most beautiful thing. You know, the pasuk says in Shir Hashirim, Libavtini achoisi kala, libavtini ba'achas meinayich. Shlomo HaMelech says, talking about the Chassan, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and us, Kal Yisrael, Hashem says to us, you have captured my heart with one of your eyes. And the Medrash in Shir Hashirim asks, why just one of our eyes? What happened to our other eye? The Medrash says that this pasuk is referring to Matan Torah. When Hashem gave us the Torah, we were like a Chassan HaKala, we were looking at Hashem. But, says the Medrash, we were only looking with one eye. Because we had one eye already on the Egel. With one eye, we were already planning that horrible, horrible sin that we ultimately were going to do. And yet, says the pasuk, Libavtini achoisi kala be'achas meinayich. Even though with one eye we were already looking away, Hashem says, despite that, Libavtini, despite that you captured my heart and I feel such love to you, achoisi kala. Reb Nachman says in Sichas Haran, he says, we see from here an unbelievable yesod. When a person is able to, in one moment, for one moment, overcome, hold on to their Kedusha, even if in the back of their mind they know that a minute later, 10 minutes later, they're going to fall. It's going to happen. Says Reb Nachman, it doesn't matter. That moment is real. That moment is a Libavtini moment. And Hashem says, even though it's only achas meinayich, but in this moment you were able to be strong. In this moment there was a moment of yichud. To me, that's unbelievably precious. And I think Reb Shlemka of Zvil and Reb Nachman are not just giving us chizuk, but they're giving us an eitzah. They're giving us a practical strategy. In a moment of Nisan, we have to realize that we're not just turning away. We are turning towards. We are turning towards Hashem Yisbarach. And it's a moment of closeness, a moment of yichud, a moment of achoisi kala. And therefore, what we should do in that moment is talk to Hashem and tell Hashem, Hashem, I'm doing this for you. You know how hard this is for me, but I love you. And I know how much you love me. Hashem, I'm doing this for you. And please, make it a little bit easier next time. Give me the strength to overcome again. And you know, once you're at Rebbeinu Shalom, maybe help me out with Parnasa a little bit. Make life just a little bit easier. Because there's anything that the Kala will ask of the Chassan that the Chassan will say no. Even though it's only b'achas meinayich, even though we're thinking, yeah, but I know 5 minutes later what's going to happen, it doesn't matter. Zaktu Rebbeinu Shalom libavtini, you've captured my heart. And with that, when we're able to hold on, with that Rebbeinu Shalom will taka, show us the time of V'sechazena einenu, when with both of our eyes we'll be able to look at Hashem Yisbarach, and He will tell us how He has never taken His eyes off of us.